DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine.
Hi, everybody. Dean Friedman here with episode, is this 12? I think this is the 12th DeanZine live stream. Here on Sunday, whatever today is, the 14th of June. Anyway, so I can't delay starting the show any longer, although I feel a little ill-prepared. Anyway, here I am. Hope everybody's doing well. And let's see who's there. Oh, there you go. All you good folks. It's nice to see you. Thank you for returning. I believe Sunday should be renamed to Dean Day. That would be pretty funny. It's always cookie time at cookie time? Okay, as in Cookie Monster or whatever, but enjoy your cookies. Good evening, Sandra, and good evening, Darren from Dublin. And let's see, Karen from Burnham-on-Sea in Somerset. Hey there, Trace, and Ivy, and let's see who we got here. Alan. Blue Boy, loud and clear in Liverpool. Hello, everybody. Richard S. Louder asks, what time is it in Australia? It is 14 hours ahead, so in the future. So if it's 3 now, then it's 5 a.m. Monday morning in Australia. And as I will explain a little bit, that's the reason. And I pre-recorded our chat with the lovely and talented Claire Healy, who's our musical guest on today's show, because I thought it was cruel and unusual punishment to force her to wake up to do a show that started at 5 a.m. in the morning, which is no time to even think about talking, let alone singing. So let's see. No math, please. Okay, Richard. I won't do any math. Let's see here. Hi, the wonderful show. Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody, for dropping in. That's really good to see, folks. All right, I feel more at ease, as ill-prepared as I am. And I only say that because I normally figure out what songs I'm going to sing to begin with. And I have a short list this time around. So, but I'll play a song. How's that for it to start? Well, you know what, folks? With your indulgence, I'm going to start off with a song that I often start a gig off. And one of the reasons is because it helps warm up my voice. But also, I love the song. And I got to say, I can't claim a complete credit for it because it was inspired by a Paul McCartney tune that you all know called Blackbird. And I first learned it, I thought, wow, what a beautiful song and great guitar part with all these open G strings and voicings. And of course, as a young musician starting out, I thought, well, how can I rip that off? And so what I did is I played it backwards instead of going up the frets like this. I started going down the fret. And then I played it for a friend, Stuffy Schmidt, wonderful songwriter that I met playing open houses in Greenwich Village, starting out. And he came to the house and I made a pot of chili, and afterwards played him that guitar part. Anyway, so a week later he had written the lyrics to this song, but wrote them as if he were me. So I was driving a taxi at the time. I was living in Building G. And so all the references in this song were drawn from my own life, which is why I sometimes forget I didn't write the words. I just want to give proper credit to Paul McCartney for inspiring the guitar part, and Stuffy Schmidt for finishing the song. And I'm determined to get Stuffy on the show one of these days. But in the meantime... Got a rich man's dream. Swap my taxi on a limousine. Wanna cash it in. Wanna give it all away. Got a poor man's needs. Beans in the bucket and love in the sheets. And your sandy eyes making it all alright. Something's calling on me. Don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going, I got no place to be. Honey, keep me company. Woke peacefully, town somehow in New Jersey in my mama's arms, rocking to the radio. I sing myself to sleep. An apartment 4 in Building G. Gotta lock the door, gotta hide the key. Oh baby, I'm free, and I don't know where I'm going. Don't know where I'm going, I got no place to be. Honey, keep me company. Maybe one day be a famous man with an LA tan, a million fans, and a catamaran floating movie stars. Maybe one day a bun in the gutter, bottom my hand, and your sandy eyes making it all alright, making it all alright, making it all alright. You know what? I always I laugh to myself when I sing that part about being on a catamaran, floating on a catamaran with movie stars and stuff like that. It just anyway, it's a funny line. It always strikes me as kind of funny. Thank you, folks, and hey, Phil from Wirral, and Linda from York. And much obliged. Well, it's nice to see all you folks. Let's see. If you missed last week's, the phone's ringing. Well, it'll stop hopefully. If you missed last week's special all request DeanZine Zoom concert. I just want to say it was a lot of fun. The folks that were there, it was super cool. We had a great time. And in fact, it was so much fun that I'm going to do another one. And just to let you know, the next DeanZine Zoom all request concert, that's where you guys pick the songs, and I have a little input. But the next one is going to be, I'll tell you in a second. It's going to be Sunday, July 5th. It's a ticketed event, and eventually I'll air it, so folks will be able to see these Zoom concerts. It's just kind of fun because everyone who's experienced Zoom, you realize that there's actually an audience. Now I know you're really there, but with Zoom, I can see all your faces, and that's pretty cool. So it had a nice intimate feel to it, and I actually was disciplined and sang a bunch of my songs, and I don't goof around as much, although I probably will goof around as much. So anyway, you can get tickets on my website, and any questions, just give me a shout. Now, speaking of seeing all you folks, I have been doing some sing-alongs on these regular DeanZines, and I will do another towards the end of the show. And then I invite anyone who's feeling brave, excuse me, to join in. And all you need to do is, if you have a laptop or desktop or even a device or a mobile phone, just type in this URL that you see on screen. It's www.streamyard.com/ and then it's got all these letters. I'll spell it out. It's StreamYard.com/2XAJIHG2HP. Anyway, I'll leave it up for a little while. That's how you can join our sing-along towards the end. And don't be scared. We only have room for about 5 or 6 people, but it should be fun and silly. Let's see here. I do have another song for you folks, and if you'll bear with me. It's a song off of, I think, my Submarine Races album, and it was a topical song at the time. It was just following the death of Senator Strom Thurmond, who was one of the longest, maybe the longest serving senator in the U.S. Senate. A staunch segregationist, head of the Dixiecrats, a really vocal racist. But unbeknownst to most folks, what happened is in about 2003, a woman named Essie Mae Washington acknowledged that Strom Thurmond was her father. And it turns out that Essie Mae's mother, Carrie Butler, was a household servant in the Strom Thurmond household, and they had a child, and it was Essie Mae. And it's one of those secrets that is referred to as living behind the veil, where people know what's really going on, but dishonest people won't speak of it. And so, anyway, I wrote a song that tells that story, if you'll bear with me. Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? A well-respected man in every race he ran. Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? Up until the day he died, would he remain tongue-tied? Back in 1925, Jim Crow was still alive. You mama had to strive each day just to survive, scrubbing floors and washing clothes, pricks a finger while she sews, lying still as the candle glows, drop of blood red as a rose. Oh, Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? You think he'd tell the world that you're his little girl? Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? What would your daddy do if they discovered you? Jump ahead to 41, Carolina's favorite son gets a visit from someone, living proof of what he'd done. Governor's mansion, chew the fat, laying out the melt welcome mat. Just don't acknowledge that this girl child he begat. Oh, Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? Do you suppose he might confess? If you said Pa, would he say yes? In 48, there he sat, fat cat and Dixiecrat. By 1954, he strode the Senate floor. Segregation, blacks and whites, fought to vanquish civil rights, filibustered through the night, but he kept one issue out of sight. Oh, Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? How could he reconcile spewing all that hate and bile? Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? When you confronted him, did he fess up to his sin? It's such a common tale, living life behind the veil, getting by with great travail. Question why to no avail. Carrie Butler, sweet 16, Strom Thurmond, 22 and lean. Though he lived 100 years, he lived a lie, so it appears. Oh, Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? You think he'd tell the world that you're his little girl? Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? What would this country do if they only knew? Essie Mae, what would your daddy say? I see we got some guests standing by. That's a good start, but we still have room for later in the show. Anyone that would like to hang out backstage. All that I ask is when you get backstage to turn your volume down once you're on air. I think maybe now's time to share. It might be Sam's Piano Cat video time. So I'm going to share a couple of Sam's recent Piano Cat videos, which I think you all will enjoy. So here we And actually, here's another. That's Sam. And you can follow Sam on TikTok at Sammy Escher Music and subscribe to his YouTube videos at youtube.com/Sammy Escher. And anyway, they've been keeping in touch, which is nice during this continued lockdown, although I know some things are opening up precariously. Who knows where it's all going to lead. I am going to make my way to the keyboard and do another song for you folks. Let's see what here. You were blurry and really have not had much wine. Okay. If the video is acting funny, I always encourage you to refresh the screen. That sometimes helps. Let me know. Has Sam ever tried to teach Murray to play piano? No. Of all the family cats, Murray is the least musical, although he does snore in tune. So if you count that as a musical attribute, then yes, Murray is quite musical. He is very clever. Yes, and Sam share credit for the piano playing cat. Piano cat makes lockdown better. I'm so pleased to hear that. Liz, good picture and sound. Good to hear it. Get better when I came back from Sam. You know what? The internet is doing strange things. I'm not sure why. I'm coming through much better now. Picture is fine. Thank you. Refreshing the screen can and does work. Good to know. All righty. Well, then let me do another song. Okay, just checking. Yes. That is the big question, is what's going to happen next. So this asks that question, but it's in a different context. Does this story end? Guess we'll have to wait until the final credits roll. I suppose it will depend on whether two unlikely halves can make a whole, or whether something hidden deep inside your soul can survive the heartache that can't help but take its toll. Does this tale unfold to heroes vanquish foes like days of old? Is it true all we've been told, that loyalty is worth much more than gold? Faith and trust return 1,000-fold. And love's forevermore once hearts take hold. How does this story end? Are all the plot lines sealed? Just around the bend are all these mysteries revealed? Where does the saga lead? Do we have the faintest clue? Will fate somehow intercede? Will I wind up with you? Does this story end? ivy-covered cottage by a waterfall. Is this all just pretend? Or do we both live happy ever after all? And all our hopes and fantasies come true. You'll always love me and I will always love you. Always love you. Thank you, Facebook user. I think if you are posting from the Dean Friedman music chat room, that you need to give permission to Facebook in order for your identity to appear on the. Hey, Bert, how you doing? Always a pleasure to hear from you, man. I appreciate that, and hope you're doing well out there in the desert, wherever you're living these days, and with your family. Thank you, folks. I appreciate that. Well, let's see here. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's getting close to that time where I'm going to invite my guest, although there's a weird critter flying around the room. All right. Well, if it lands on me and I scream like a little girl, that just be warned that I've been attacked. Okay. Let's see here. I got a thumbs up from my microphone manipulation. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Okay. So here we go. Well, I'm really excited about this. This is a treat. It was a little complicated to execute, but I'm really pleased that I did, because I think you're going to really enjoy what's in store. Oh my God, something's flying around. Anyway, listen, I will ignore the distractions as best I can. But let me explain what's about to happen, which is that I invited a wonderful singer-songwriter named Claire Healy, who's based in Melbourne, Australia, and tried. I realized that trying to do it live was ridiculous, because it's 5 a.m. There when the show starts. So anyway, we arranged to pre-record it, but the signal was so bad the first time we did it that there was nothing that was discernible and usable. So we scheduled it again. So this is some pre-recorded elements where I'm going to jump in and out of them to explain. So we're going to do a little bit of a time warp here, because some things happened in the past, and some things in the past were happening in the future at the same time as they are in the past. And I can't even possibly explain that. But here goes for the next while. I'm going to treat you to the delightful music of Claire Healy. And it started this way. All right, folks, it's time for me to introduce one of my favorite singer-songwriters. She hails from Melbourne, down under, and I first became aware of her performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival a few years back. And well, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But let me just bring her on right now. Please give a warm welcome to the lovely Claire Healy. Hello again. Hey, Claire. Oh, how you doing, kiddo? How is life in Melbourne? I should, in all full disclosure to our viewing audience, that we tried this a couple weeks ago, and because of the long distance, the interconnection, it didn't go so well, and so we're trying it again. And I think we're in a better place sound wise, and internet-wise. So, but it's lovely to see you. And when I first wanted you to be on the show, I thought it would be cruel and unusual punishment to have you do it live, because for the show, which starts at 3 p.m. in New York, it would have been 5 a.m. in Melbourne. And that's really an ungodly hour for any person to even attempt to speak, let alone sing. So anyway, so we're here, and
hour of the day.
well, I'm delighted to finally see you again. And because you are 14 hours ahead, it's actually tomorrow where you are. So I'm almost hesitant to ask, how is the future?
Look, we're still here.
Okay.
So it's, that's a good start.
Excellent. I'm really pleased to hear that. I just want to explain to our viewers that I mentioned earlier, I first became aware of your music and songwriting at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I was walking down the road, someone handed me a flyer, it might have been you, and it was to see a show in a double-decker bus. It was part of the Free Fringe, and I climbed on a bus, and I sat in this bus filled with people, and on this double-decker bus, you gave this really delightful performance, and everyone was charmed. And I went home that year, and I'd been writing these children's musicals, and so the following year at the Fringe, I invited you to be in a kids musical that I wrote called Smarty Pants, and you played the role of Abby in Smarty Pants, and you were just wonderful. Everybody loved you, and anyway, so it's really delightful to see you. And let me ask you what you've been up to, and what would you care to share with us in terms of one of your new songs?
Yeah, so I have been in lockdown along with the rest of the world. But before that, I was being musical director of a musical up in Sydney at the Opera House, which is the Australian Tour of Six, which was super exciting. But since COVID happened and we've all been at home, I've been working on a new show. So I love cheese. I love cheese so much, and I decided to write a show about cheese. So it's called Praise Cheeses, and each of the songs goes with it. So I've been working on the Brie song of late.
That's wonderful. I can't wait to hear the Brie song. Now, is there a recommended wine that goes with each of these cheeses?
Ooh, look, I recommend drinking wine. I recommend drinking wine time, to be honest. But with this particular song, I reckon like a nice sort of Pinot Noir. I think that would go very well. Or maybe even, if it's in the daytime, maybe even like a French rosé.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'd love to hear it. So this is Claire Healy from Melbourne with her song. It's called...
It's called, well, I haven't settled on a name, actually.
Okay.
It could be the Breeze, it could be the Dauphinois song. It could be called My First Time. You can decide after you've heard the song what you think.
Excellent. All right. We'll try to name it for you. All right. Here she is, Claire Healy.
It started in the summer on a Tuesday afternoon. The smell of the sun on the grass in the garden, it still takes me right back to you. Unfolding a wool picnic blanket in a hidden place in shade. He'd picked up some things from the South Melbourne market, and we toasted with pink lemonade. Somehow I knew then that something was different. My heart rate had started to climb. I'll never forget my first time. At first, conversation ran slowly. We didn't quite know what to say, but that didn't last long. And when it grew dark, we saw how fast the time slipped away. The birds formed a crude sunset chorus. The flying fox awoke and took flight. I couldn't help feeling that something was lost, now that the end was in sight. I could still make out your shape in the darkness. My fingertips brushed your outline. I'll never forget my first time. On my lips, the richness of you on my tongue, my heart and my body, they opened up for you. I knew then that you were the one, the most intense pleasure I'd felt yet. On that hot Tuesday evening we melted. That little death left a beautiful scar. The first time I had deaf and headed for home, slightly breathless. My world had changed with your mouth feel. And as for that guy, well, it can't be the first time. The man, not the cheese, played third wheel. He faded away with the summer, and soon we had shared our last kiss. He said as he left with the straightest of faces, we can both write a song about this. On that first date I'd got all that I needed. There's no man on earth who makes me this completed, 'cause this song is not about him. It's not about him. It's about deaf and one.
Anyway, was that awesome or what? And here's the thing. This is me in real time talking to you now, but because of the the transatlantic, whatever, around the world hemisphere, intercontinental internet issues, I asked Claire to pre-record those clips. So the songs she's going to sing were pre-recorded. But I didn't hear that song until just a few hours ago, when she finally sent it out. Anyway, I just thought it was beautiful, and I'm glad to be able to share it with you folks. So I'm going to continue our chat and hear a couple more of Claire's delightful songs. All right. Well, I said earlier that you performed the role of Abby in my kids' musical Smarty Pants at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And I got to tell you, everybody loved it. The kids were just enwrapped when you were on stage and singing their songs. It's just to explain, it's about a little girl, Abby, and it's her first day of school. And it's the night before. She's a little nervous, and she's not sure what to expect. Her dad tries to reassure her, and her dad finally convinces her that she's going to have a great time. It's going to be really exciting. She's going to learn all kinds of things. So she's still so excited she can't get to sleep, even though she's supposed to go to sleep. And she's supposed to be folding her clothes before bedtime. And so I'm going to play a clip from Smarty Pants featuring Claire Healy. And this is Abby excited about getting up in the morning and going to school.
Elephant's breath and dragonflies, zoology and biology and letters and numbers and shapes. I can hardly sleep. I'm so excited. I'm going to school. I'll learn to add and multiply, to subtract and divide. I'll memorize my timetables until I am tongue-tied. I'll learn to spell so very well and read a lot of books. I'll learn how to tell time, so I'll know how much time it took. I'm going to school. I'll learn about apostrophes and exclamation points. I'll learn all of my ologies and all my do's and don'ts. I'll memorize my ABCs and mind my P's and Q's and figure out the length of a triangle's hypotenuse. I'm going to school. I'll learn about geology, volcanoes and earthquakes. I'll learn why raindrops when it's cold turn into snowflakes. I can hardly wait, there is so much I yearn to know. Like how to sing, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm going to school. I'll get up early and get dressed and have a bite to eat. And then I'll walk into my class, and then I'll take a seat. The teacher will walk in and say, "Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to learn about how learning can be fun." We're going to school. I'll study shapes like triangles and squares and circles too. I'll learn all of my colours like green, red, yellow and blue. I'll study parallelograms and polygons and such. I'll even study algebra, though I might not like it much. I'm going to school. When recess comes, I'll go outside and play with all my friends. And then we'll all make a lot of noise until it ends. And then it's back to class till it's time for home again. And then it's off to bed so that I'm well rested when I go to school. I'll learn all about history and all the things we know about something that happened somewhere sometime long ago. I'll learn about biology and botany and more. I'll even study fractions, though I'm not quite sure what for. But there is one thing of which I'm very, very sure. I'm going to school.
Dee, have you picked up all your clothes?
Oops.
Now, I should also note that in addition to it being a marvelous performance that you did, you were also singing in a Scottish accent. Very impressive.
The first read through of that show was terrifying because, I mean, I was an Australian in Scotland with a bunch of Scottish people trying to do a Scottish accent for the first time. It was so at the first read through, to make me feel better, the rest of the cast all did their best Australian accents while I tried my Scottish accent, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. They were not.
That's really funny. Well, everyone loved it, and yeah, I can't wait to see your next musical theater effort and production. Now, there's another song of yours. It's one of my favorites. It's actually it's a little. How do I characterize it? It's a little dark, but in a very friendly way. And it's about someone called Gavin. And so will you perform that for us now?
Yes, no, it is. You might want to brace yourselves. It's a pretty intense song, so good luck.
Okay, well, then here is the wonderful Claire Healy with her song, Gavin.
So the next one is a request, and it does get requested pretty often, which is pretty surprising considering that it has such a dark subject matter. But I hope you enjoy. He watches, always waiting, his slack-jawed mouth is gaping under cold, unblinking eyes. He tries to hold his anger in, but it's obvious he's looking for sin as he plans for my demise. I don't want to know the nasty things he did, when all that stands between us is a flimsy plastic lid. Oh, Gavin, he's my goldfish. He's a bully, he's a cold fish. Can you hear that sound? That's Gavin, thrashing, thrashing, thrashing around. Now every time I open the door, there are puddles of water all over the floor. He never does it when in sight. Just when I think there can't be more, he's moving the pebbles. What the fuck for? It goes on into the night. He demonstrates destructive tendencies where there's intolerance of tiny plastic trees. Oh, Gavin is my goldfish. His behaviour is asshole-ish. Can you hear that sound? That's Gavin, thrashing, thrashing, thrashing around. Kicked up to pescatarian tendencies, he lives a life of aquarium infamy. Should I just save myself and make homegrown sushi? Oh no, Gavin, now we're in too deep. I can feel his eyes as he watches me sleep. How come this violent beckon when he can only remember the last 7 seconds? Oh, Gavin is my goldfish. We estimate he's oldish. Can you hear that sound? That's Gavin, thrashing, thrashing, thrashing around. Oh, Gavin, no. He breaks the midnight silence with frequent bouts of fishy violence. But how can his mind be that sharp when he's just a tiny, shiny, slimy carp?
And it's all true. He's a real fish. He's still out there.
Oh, okay. So everybody be warned. Now, there's another one of your songs, Claire, that is based on a historical, true incident, or actually an article that you read, and it's quite bizarre on the face of it, but also illuminating. So could you explain this upcoming song of yours and what it's about?
So I'm a very enthusiastic commuter cyclist. I cycle all around Melbourne. I used to cycle around London when I lived there. I love it. And I came across this article called 41 Don'ts for Women Cyclists. And although it was written in 1900, I did feel that it really did resonate today with a contemporary lady cyclist.
I see. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear this. Here's Claire Healy and Bicycle Face.
Don't be afraid, never staying out at night without a male escort to avoid seeming sporty. Never use slang or race, and most importantly, from opinions made medically, beware of bicycle face. Bicycle face is an illness that was invented by real doctors who had real degrees. And it was invented to try and stop women from wanting to ride bicycles by telling us it made us ugly. Thanks, guys. Obviously, I thought this was a load of bullshit until I took a long, hard look at myself and I realised that I am a modern-day sufferer of bicycle face. My bicycle faces are many and varied, where some can be pleasant, most are quite scary, where words are too cumbersome, just use in place a tactical bicycle face, a tactical bicycle face. Over time I've come to embrace my many bicycle faces. A surefire way for my eyes to impale you. Yo, give us a smile. No, I won't want to nail you. You cop a deterrent more potent than mace on this withering bicycle face. A withering bicycle face. If you wind down your window to offer me water, you might get a bicycle face that's quite nice. But if through that window you flick your cigar, you'll get a face of burning ash that's cold and hard as ice. My bicycle faces can serve as a warning that you're to bad karma. A new hell is dawning. Once glimpsed in your rearview, you never erase my venomous bicycle face, a venomous bicycle face. Sometimes a special rage rises to clutch me when drunken men reach from their vehicles to touch me. My feminist rage can be spotted from a space on this blistering bicycle face, a blistering bicycle face. When cycling men overtake me, then ride really slowly, they feel the wrath that is this hot mess. What made them think that I would be weak just because I'm wearing my most pretty bicycle riding dress? I'm so pretty. When in the middle of the night you pull up next to me at the lights and you think that you just might offer me some free advice, be careful, or you may seem a bit of a jerk for explaining how bike tires work to a person who clearly rides a lot. I'll give you the best face I've got. I'll smile and I'll leave when I can. I'm not gonna fight with two men in a van in the dark next to a large open park. And why should I feel thankful when I am safe at last at home? And why should I be the one seen as foolish for being out late alone? So don't you ever tell me, I won't let anybody ever tell me where and when I can ride my bike. Thank you.
Well, listen, Claire, I want to thank you so much for enduring this transatlantic, continental, around the world miscommunication. And really, I appreciate all your patience and enduring it. And I thank you again for joining us. It was lovely to see you and to hear your songs. And I want to tell folks to check out what you're doing here on your Facebook page, .com Clarabelle's page. That's you. And also, let's see here. I neglected to say during the introduction. This is one of my favorite reviews of you. It's from the Herald Sun, and here's what the reviewer said about Claire Healy. It says, if Kate Bush had worked on her jokes and taken herself a little less seriously, she could have been Claire Healy. I can't say any more than that. Listen, it was really lovely to see you. Thanks again for being part of the DeanZine LiveStream. Be safe down there, and look forward to seeing you sometime in the future at the Edinburgh Fringe when the world gets back to some semblance of normal, whenever that may be. Claire Healy, bye-bye. I'm really pleased that Claire could join us. And thanks everybody also for bearing with us during the communications challenge. And let's see what's next. What's next is I'm back live. Hello. So this is real time right now, although there is probably a delay anyway. But I'm so pleased that that worked out. And okay, Paul. Anyway, so my thanks again to Claire Healy for joining us. And once again, you're encouraged to visit her on her Facebook page, facebook.com Clarabelle's page. And you'll really enjoy all her work and all her songs. So let's see. Okay, it is. I did want to. I'm sure there's always these things that I keep forgetting. Not the least of which is that. Hold on, let me get a ticker. What did I do here? A reminder again that on Sunday, July 5th, I'm doing my second all-request Zoom concert. It's a ticketed event, and the tickets are not so much. They're like £7.50. And there's a VEP, very enthusiastic person's ticket for £12, which includes a recording a few days later of the show, but the recording will go out like about a month later for everybody. But if you want to get it early, you can get a VEP ticket and contribute to the cause. Again, just in terms of what the heck am I trying to do here? Just a reminder that and the ticketed events are free to subscribers to DeanZine. So I know folks, we rely on contributions, and that's always really appreciated. You can, let's see, go to my paypal.me/Dean Friedman account and make a single contribution for the show by paypal.me.com or via Venmo at Dean Friedman Music. Or if you want to support on a more long-term monthly basis, you can subscribe once a month, different tiers. And subscribers to this show, also, like I say, that gets you access to the ticketed events for free, including the one coming up on Sunday, July 5th. There's so much stuff that I've forgotten to do. But what I didn't forget to do is invite my good pal, who I just noticed is sitting backstage, and I know many of your folks are huge fans of his as well. And please say hello, all the way from wherever the hell he hails, Mr. Boothby Graffo. Hey, Boothby. How you doing, pal?
I'm just fine. I'm just fine. Don't you worry about me.
That
Let's
was pretty funny.
communicate and find a language.
Well, it's good to see you, pal. That's like when the radar is identified a UFO on the monitor, and then it disappears.
Okay.
That is the first time I've actually experienced stealth harmonica playing. So,
Yeah. You should see where I was trying to hide it originally.
Okay. Well, listen, pal. It's great to see you. How's life wherever you are?
It's great. It's like 1930s Germany. It's great.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand. Yes, that there's a new regime that's running things in both our countries that hopefully has. It was never really had a sell-by date because I never wanted to buy them in the first place. But they're past it, whatever it was, and hopefully we'll all survive the consequences.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said back then, isn't it?
That's true. And yet,
I'm okay. I'm thinking about emigrating to America because your leader is okay, isn't he?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Isn't it Justin Trudeau where you are, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what we hope. Is we hope that Canada will finally reveal their secret hidden army, take over the United States, and make us another province. As long as I don't have to learn French, that'll be fine with me.
That's all you have to know in French. Just do that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. You got it.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I got it. It's also a Yiddish kind of shrug, so it's like I guess it comes naturally.
I'm sorry this keeps happening, but I should tell you, these aren't my hands.
Really? Okay.
They're evolving.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, you should meet the sock puppets. You guys would get along.
Oh, that's a bit of a boy, isn't it?
Well, listen, I can't help but notice that you are embracing a guitar.
Drunk. Sorry.
So, would you favor us with one of the vast array of brilliant Boothby Graffo songs? I'm sure our listening audience would really enjoy.
I got a French one. All together.
Mais oui.
You're out of time, man. You're out of time. Yeah.
All right, that's one of your lesser known hits, but I understand it was on the charts somewhere in the optometrist's office.
Yeah, it was on the charts in the hospital.
Okay. So now I did hear a very poignant song that you wrote for us Americans dealing with our trauma. and if I recall correctly, it was I don't know if you had that in mind, but I think you were inspired to write it after our erstwhile occupant of the Oval Office decided to cross the street.
Did I?
I think so, because you had to mind your eyes.
Okay. Read my face. Read my face.
Is that it? Okay. All right.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, I did write a song about that. Yeah.
But whatever you feel like playing, we would love to hear it.
Yeah. I don't know if I can play that one because I don't actually know it.
Oh, that's fine. All right. Well, then play another song.
Okay, if you don't mind, I mean, whatever you want, man. It's your show. You can have what you like.
Well, I'd really love to see you juggle, but we didn't talk about it.
I can do that. I'll do.
I had to
I'll
ask.
do a phone, harmonica, and a wine glass.
You sure about this?
Yeah, absolutely sure. I've got to stand up to do it. It's pretty good.
Uh-oh. Wow, that was really impressive.
Pretty good, isn't it?
That was really impressive, and you didn't break the wine glass. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Almost.
I just bruised one of my testicles.
Well, it's up to you. If you feel like favoring us with one of your compositions.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. It's a little song called "Busy." I hope it comes through for you. Okay.
Okay, you sound great, man.
You ready?
Here we go.
Okay. There we go. Oh, they fell off. They fell off my stool. Well, it's right to consider I don't live near the river, but it's safe to assume that I will do soon. The river's getting wider as the ocean's getting higher, and it shouldn't be long before there's fish in my room. I've got a wetsuit, snorkel, and some flippers, a weight belt, air tanks, and a mask. I got a depth gauge, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm busy right now, I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. I got a lot of people asking. Busy right now, I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. I got a lot of people asking. Busy right now, I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. I got a lot of people asking. I'm busy right now, I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. I got a lot of people asking me stuff. Well, it's fair to declare I don't live in the air, but when there's no room down here, then I may end up there, underneath the moon in a homemade balloon that's run on big gas, or something very similar. It's in the early stages as these projects go. I get to make the basket after bingo in the morning room. I have to find a way to tie the basket on. I have to find a way to keep the pigs happy. But I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. Busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. Busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people asking me stuff. I got 17 rings on my gas cooker. I can flash fry an elephant in less than an hour. 17 rings on my gas cooker. If the bomb ever drops, I could boil up the zoo. 17 rings on my gas cooker, starting large and getting progressively smaller. One tiny ring at the end just for cooking peas. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people ask. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of people asking me questions right now. A lot of people asking me stuff.
That's awesome. The great Booby Grappa. That's quite a cooker.
I'll be back around later.
And also, everyone, you be sure to follow Booby on Twitter. It's at Booby Graffo.
It is. Yeah.
It is indeed.
It's a lot of fun.
It's right there on the screen. And if you want to support his latest subversive efforts, and they are subversive, I have to say, go to this short url.at/chd15.
Just watch out for that. It's probably better just to type GoFundMe Boothby Grappo into Google, because those shortened URLs, have you ever experienced this? I did some the other night for a show, and they started off as an advert for the show where you could buy tickets, and after 20 minutes, it turned into a link to a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, which apparently you don't have any interest in. So, okay, well, that's good to know. So definitely follow Booby on his Booby Graffo Twitter feed, and you'll be able to find your way. Anyway, buddy, it's good to see you. Now, could I ask you, I'm going to sing another song, but can I ask you to hang out for a little bit so you maybe join us for the sing-along coming up?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you in a little bit. Great to see everybody. Booth. Hey, likewise, man. Awesome. All right. Wow. We've definitely covered a lot of ground. I'm going to once more invite folks that would like to join us. We still got room for a couple of singers if you're feeling brave. I see Paul and Chaz there, and it would be great to get some folks to join us as well. Don't be shy. I know everyone was very not shy on the Zoom concert, but you're invited to come. I'll read it off again. It's StreamYard.com/2XAJIHG2HP. So let's see what else we got up for you guys. Well, I'm going to play this one song here. It's another one of the tunes from Boone. And I always had so much fun writing for that show. And honestly, with your indulgence, I'm singing the song only. So, hey, there's Steve and Christina. Hey, guys, how you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for joining us backstage. You can come out here. The only reason I'm singing this song is because it gives me another excuse to wear this really cool cowboy hat. So here it goes from Boone. This is a song called I'm Gonna Ride This Pony. Now, I'm also singing this. This is not really a reason, but it might as well be. Our current administration has issue with Jeff Bezos of Amazon.com, and because he owns the Washington Post and says the truth about the idiot that's running this country at the moment. And so he's decided to punish Amazon by raising prices at the U.S. Post Office and threatening to withdraw funds from the U.S. Post Office. Now, I, for one, love the Post Office and our postman. and because they deliver the mail. Neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor tornadoes nor pandemics will keep them from their appointed rounds. And it all started way back when, and this is maybe it didn't. Who knows? I don't know. But here's the song. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna hitch up the saddle and his bridle and his bit. I'm gonna slap him on the side and say, come on, boy, get. I'm gonna match his rhythm, gonna gallop all day. Mr. Station Master, better listen when I say, I'm gonna ride this pony when the sun goes down. Gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. Gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride, I'm gonna ride. Gonna ride through the hills over mountain streams. I'm gonna ride through the desert where the sun gets mean. I'm gonna ride through the prairie where the grass grows high. I'm gonna ride through the canyons beneath the open sky. I'm gonna ride through the sun goes down. Ride this pony till the sun goes down. Gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. Gonna ride, I'm gonna ride. Yeehaw! I've gotta mail these letters and deliver this gold. I'm gonna ride through the sun and the rain and the cold. There's no time to waste, no time to fool around. Got another 100 miles till that one horse town. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride this pony till the sun goes down. I'm gonna ride, I'm gonna ride. Yeehaw! Okay, so we got folks here for the sing-along, and I'm going to leave that up for anyone that wants to join us. Here are, let's see, here are Steve and Chrissy Hurst. Hey guys, lovely to see you.
Hey, hi Dean. How you doing? Nice to see you.
How's life by you? I like the wall, the background. It's got a lot of nice pictures and books and all kinds of stuff.
It's a mess in the background.
Yeah.
No. It looks a very homey, nice, comfortable place. And let's see who else is here. There's Chaz in the dark. Looking very incognito. I'm sure that all your endeavors are perfectly legal.
I'm suffering from COVID-19. That's why I'm hiding.
Really? I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope that everything goes well.
COVID.
Covert. Okay, got it. All right, well, that's good to hear. And it's funny because I can almost see myself in the reflection of your sunglasses or whatever they are. But I'm pleased that you could join us. Let's see who else is here with us. There's Paul Birnbaum. Hey, Paul. Good to see you, buddy.
How you doing, dude?
I'm very well. And yourself? Life treating you okay?
Yeah, it was hot last week, so we broke down and bought a new air conditioner, which won't arrive until next week.
Oh, all right. Well, as Boothby would say in French.
What?
In fact, speaking of Boothby, wait, now, hold on. The name on this actually says Susan Sarandon.
Good evening, Bruceby.
Good evening. All right, listen, I got a couple of songs for you guys to help me out with, if you're feeling brave. And here's one that if you're hearing a reverb, that means that your sound might be up a little loud. So maybe tweak it down just slightly. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Boothby's hand puppets are going to accompany us as well. Now, this is a song that I wrote for my wife, although she she is not entirely convinced, only because it's really all about me. And so I'm going to help. And your port for this song is really simple on the choruses. You just shout back after me, and it'll be apparent when that happens. And it goes like this. You know, I ain't no mathematician, honey. No, that subject's not my best. I got a D in trigonometry, and even then I just barely passed the test. I got a cut-rate education. But let me tell you something true. I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. I'm the smartest man.
There's a whole wide world.
No, just say I'm the smartest man. Just repeat after me. I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. Actually, I think you should sing He's the Smartest Man. Now, I never play the market. Wall Street just ain't my style. I'd rather hang out here with you and we can snuggle for a while. Now, ask me what a derivative is, baby. Well, I don't have a clue. But I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. Well, I'm the smartest man.
He's the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
He's the smartest man.
And we can try it together. It goes, I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. Now, I once knew a dean in college. That's right. He had all kinds of fancy degrees. His head was so full of knowledge. He had 27 PhDs, but you see, my friends, I am the one he can't hold a candle to. And I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. Well, it couldn't have been my good looks. No, it couldn't have been my fame. It couldn't have been my trust fund, honey. So it had to be my brain to figure out how to get you to love me the way you do. I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. Now, sweetie, as we start getting older, you know those brain cells are gonna go. But don't you fret none, my sweet pet, 'cause there's just one thing for sure I know. You see, I know there is no other can love me like you do. That proves that I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you. I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man.
I'm the smartest man in the whole wide world, 'cause, baby, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that's immodest to me. Let's see here. Okay, now, okay. Now I've got lyrics for this to help people follow along. Yeah, I just got to figure out how to hit them at the same time as I sing this song here. So let me just get rid of that for a second. All right, this is going to be a little complicated, but I'll do my best to figure it out. If anyone is embarrassed by the song and wants to opt out of it, I won't be insulted. It's kind of a guy's song, but Chrissy, you're welcome to sing along. But you can poke Stephen in the side just in case. So
I like that.
Okay. Well, I wrote this song because of all the ridiculous email that I still get every day that is not caught by my junk mail filter, and I'll let you know how to sing along. Well, here, let me. Yeah, let's see. Oh, I know how to do this. Hold on. I need to minimize this page a little bit. There we go. And move this over here. There we go. And then move that over there. There we go. Okay. Well, I sit down to open my email each day. I think this requires a cowboy hat also. That's on backwards. Hold on. I sit down to open my email each day. I'll tell you when your part comes. I get dozens of ads, and here's what they all say. If you want your woman to feel satisfied, we've got a product will make her eyes open wide. Make your partner ecstatic. Put a smile on her face. She's already smiling, Steve.
But she is, Steve.
We'll add 3 whole inches in just the right place. In these hectic days of hustle and bustle, we've got the secret to enlarge your love muscle. And here's the chorus. Ready? Here it goes. Oh, thank God my penis is just the right size. If it got any bigger, it'd burst my Levi's. It used to be longer till I got circumcised. Thank God my penis is just the right size. There you go. Well, give a boost to your confidence, pride, and self-worth. Guaranteed to increase both your length and your girth. A medieval contraption with levers and winches. They said, give us 12 weeks and we'll give you 12 inches. Oh, well, my interest was piqued and I almost succumbed. Till I heard from a good friend who just ordered one. As his modest size caused his girlfriend to make fun of him. Now the poor bloke walks around pushing a wheelbarrow in front of him. Oh, everybody, oh, thank God my penis is just the right size. If it got any bigger, it'd burst my Levi's. It used to be longer. It used to be longer till I got circumcised. Well, thank God my penis is just the right size.
Yeah! How did you know?
Well, wow. Thank you, everybody. That was brilliant. And I'm pleased that everyone could join us. Let's see.
When
okay.
did you write that?
Listen, I want to thank all my guests. I want to thank Claire Healy for joining me from Down Under earlier, and everyone for coming to these shows and sticking out through them. And a reminder again for the all request Zoom concert that's going to be Sunday, July 5th. Come and join us. Thank you, Booby. And oh, it still says, thank God my penis is just the right size. Thank you for reminding me. And why not leave that up there, or we could take it off. So again, thanks for supporting this independent effort. Your contributions are more than welcome. And as well, you could, if you want to support on a long-term basis, subscribe to the DeanZine. Just go to my website, deanfriedman.com/subscribe, and all that good stuff. Anyway, it's good to see you folks. Everybody, be well. Thank you all for watching and listening. And
We just wanna
I'm
thank
going to
you for
sign
making
off and
lockdown
hope
that
to
much better.
see you all next week. Goodbye.
Hey, Dave,
DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine LiveStream. DeanZine.
Dean. I'm still here, Dean.